O'Leary from Janssen Pharmaceuticals. He's the utilities facilitator there, and he's going to chat to us about energy efficiency and sustainability at Janssen.
Thank you, Conor. I didn't have a quiz here this afternoon. I was going to get you all to stand up to just stretch the body for a quick second if you wanted. Just stand up if you want to, just loosen the arms out there. I know except like it's a long evening. Just give yourselves a little stretch and we'll start off into the presentation. Cheers. You can sit down now again. So I suppose, just to introduce myself, my name is Lian O'Leary. 2020, and then talking about sustainability and how all that marries in together with the way we work. And then I have 3 case studies on the Janssen Biologics side, just to show you what we're doing on the sustainability front and what we have done and what we're looking to for the future. So from a global perspective, J&J, 250 operating companies in over 57 countries, and we provide products to 175 different countries in the world. So it's a big organisation. There's a lot of collaboration, a lot of connectivity amongst us. It's divided up into 3 sectors: medical devices and diagnostics, which is the Visticon and the Dupuy that are based in Ireland. Pharmaceuticals in Ireland would be the Janssen supply chain, made up of Janssen Pharmaceuticals and Janssen Biologics. And then we have consumer. We don't have consumer. I think we have an office in Dublin where consumer is set up, but basic consumer would be your baby products and all creams and liquids and things like that. So looking at our credo, credo puts people first. So our customers are our most important element of our credo. Then our employees, our communities, and our stockholders. I suppose if we focus in on our communities, here, one of the big things in our communities we're looking at is we must maintain our environment, and we must look after the premises that we're privileged to use. So that is actually written in our credo, and it's been there for over 70 years that we've always looked at how do we maintain our environment and our planet. So this is just from one of our company chairs that we spend a lot of money each year investing on research to improve and enhance the way people live. But I suppose one thing we must look at always is how do we make it invest in our communities and the planet. So that's key to us. Like looking at sustainability and how it fosters employee recruitment and retention. This is from the Society for Human Resources Management. It can increase 53% better morale, 43% more efficient business processes, 43% stronger public image, and 38% better employee loyalty. So this is what they've said, that with companies that look at sustainability programs and how they actually engage with the communities. Looking at our roadmap and how we actually our heritage, and over the years, I suppose we started off with our credo back in 1943 when it was established, and that was probably ahead of this. It was just before Johnson & Johnson became a public company. They looked at the credo, and that's where it actually looked at the environment and our corporate social responsibility. Moving on then to 1987, we were environmental goals to pollution prevention, right up as far as 2011, where we developed our Healthy Future 2015 goals, which was a 5-year strategic roadmap of how we were going to look at sustainability and look at our future. And then, so looking at the credo responsibility, we're looking at healthy people, planet, and business. So I'm going to focus a bit more here on the healthy people and the healthy future goals. Now, we're not going to go into each one of them, but I suppose the key one for us here is safeguarding the planet and how we reduce the environmental impacts of our operations and increase the sustainable design of our products. So when we look at facilities, our 2015 goals across J&J worldwide, we were looking at 20% absolute reduction in facility CO2 emissions by 2020, increase in clean tech energy capacity to 50 megawatts. And I know that from looking at Ireland, Ireland here alone, we're after probably contributing to maybe over 30% of that at the moment, from a global perspective. 20% decrease in fleet CO2 emissions per mile, and 10% absolute reduction in total waste disposal and water consumption. So we're working with Central Solutions on our water impact and that is one of the key challenges at the moment that we're looking at. So committing to clean energy, we've 30 solar, this is across 44.7 megawatts across the globe, 30 solar projects, a lot of those are based in the US, 10 cogeneration, 3 biomass, 2 thermal and 2 wind turbines, and we've another wind turbine on the way in Visticon in Limerick this year. So project pipeline over 50 megawatts delivered. We've one more 3 megawatt wind turbine to go on Visticon in 2015. I think this week we were planning to place an order this week. Hopefully, it's after been, the deal is after being done. 5 solar and 3 cogeneration plants. That's the CHP plant that we have in our Little Island plant. Looking at our commitment to energy efficiency, I suppose we as such a big organisation, we looked at different optimization. So one of them was a chiller optimization, which is called Project Cold, and it's basically looking at your chiller system as a whole. And we've deployed this in a couple of plants in the US. We're looking at Europe now. On our own side, we just finished basic design on this project, so we're looking to implement it as soon as possible, really. And we're looking at the whole system as a whole and how we generate chilled water from the cooling towers, how the distribution pumps send the chilled water out around the plant, how you vary depending on the outside temperature. And it's a full systematic approach to looking at how we actually make chilled water. Similarly, we have a Project Hot looking at boilers. There's an energy looking at HVAC systems, and also on compressed air sea air project. The LED lighting retrofit in Janssen Cork, I'll go into that in more detail afterwards. And then ISO certification for Campus Ireland. So we looked at ISO 50001, we went from a campus approach to that. And then the wind turbine projects in both Dupuy and Janssen. We'll discuss that more later. So then we're down as far as now the Campus Ireland. What is Campus Ireland made up of now? J&J have a number of companies here in Ireland. There's probably 4 main manufacturing sites in Ireland, and Visticon being one of the largest energy users on the site. Janssen Supply Chain, made up of Janssen Pharmaceutical and Biologics. And then we have Dupuy Synthesis, which is our thing. The other sites are research sites, and then we have a new one added there at the very end, which is a new development centre that's after being set up in Limerick. So from an energy perspective, our Civic Vision, like Campus Ireland wants to be seen globally as the world as a leader in energy management, energy cost reduction, efficiency, sustainability, research, and CO2 emissions. So this is the sites there. And just to come some of the products you might be familiar with. Visticon making contact lenses, Dupuy knees and stuff, and then on the Janssen, then we have Slar and Persista, two of the main products below on each of the sites. So from the campus approach is just different campus SMEs and different campus teams. There's energy is one, EHS is another. There's quarterly leadership teams, meetings where the team leads from each of the different functions will meet with the general managers on each site and go through the various challenges and the various goals for the team. We're looking at resource optimization, knowledge sharing, standardised programs and strategies, and we're looking at leveraging cost reduction opportunities to make sure that we're sustainable to the future. From the cost one, for say EHS, we're looking at health surveillance, environment monitoring, EHS training consultancies, and then waste disposal and auditing. So we're trying to get the same companies and look at how we all do our business and try to use the same vendors for across the campus and putting in service agreements with one vendor that will do each of the sites on campus and leveraging costs that way. From best practice in SME sharing, I suppose we have good saves. From an EHS perspective, we're using the one it's called Environment Manager. It's an IT system for monitoring our incidents from report, and then we have a lot of other things like the IPPC license and the SharePoint site to look at different benchmarking across each of the sites. From our credo responsibilities, we've connect, shape, lead and deliver. I suppose from connecting, we've 5 connections. We're looking at the campus, Ireland, J&J worldwide, other multinationals, the colleges, academia and the government. From the shape, we're looking at achieving 50% of the clean technology generation going to be in Ireland. Leading then is the product stewardship, and I suppose a lot of there is tied in with the I2E2 and the water stewardship as well. And then delivering then is the different awards that we'll actually go for, looking at awards, and even awards from a point of view of sustainability, both in Ireland and from a corporate perspective, that we're going to be trying to show us as the benchmarking. From just quick highlights of 2014 for ourselves, we achieved over 700,000 in energy savings in 2014. Massive reduction, nearly 3.5 million in CO2. I suppose the wind turbines were a big contributor to that. We had 6 megawatts of clean generation that came online in 2014. And then we were also winners of the SCI Collaboration Award. For 2015, we're looking to finish off our ISO 5001 certification on some of the sites, looking at energy savings and benchmarking. We have an energy agreement in place with Electric Ireland, and we're looking at reviewing energy opportunities there. And then we have some of the project initiatives there, the J&J ones I spoke about earlier. And we have the Lean Utilities programme that Sean touched on earlier, where we're looking at our water map, and we're going to define and measure where we actually use water on each of the sites this year. And then the Vistacon this year is going to have a wind turbine installed hopefully by the end of the year. So from the Campus Ireland, our approach to energy management, and I suppose here is like we'll be looking at why we're actually different, right? So what we're saying here is that we have a common energy policy. So we looked at the 5 sites and we said, how are we going to be different here? So we actually put in one common energy policy for all the sites. We have SEU internal energy audits, so it's a cross-site team. So we have below in Cork, we have 3 plants. The teams on each of the sites go over to the other sites. We have a standard energy audit template, and we go into the other sites and we actually audit each other. It actually works very well. So I think a lot of these systems, when you look at energy management, you kind of start going a bit blind when you keep seeing the same plant every day, and you bring someone else in, you spot new opportunities. So Dupree were the first to be certified in 2012. The 2 Jansens were last year, and we're looking at Vistacon, Netagon in 2015. So the Janssen supply chain is made up of Janssen Biologics, and they're 10 years, and the Janssen Farmers, they're over 34 years. So for us, the formula is 2 of us together, common approach, and it is going to equal success. We have over 13 products on the farmer's site. The bio site was for 2 products, now we're up to over 17 products in the space of less than 10 years. So to go through the case studies, we spoke earlier about the Cork Lower Harbour Energy Group, and I suppose that's made up of ourselves, Dupuy, GSK and Novartis. Very successful project. We had a lot of collaboration with each other, from a technical, from a procurement of the wind turbines, from looking at community engagement and involvement, and then also looking at how we go further with how we actually run the turbines, and even looking at performance. We only met recently there, and we're actually looking at how the turbines performing and how we're actually going to look to the future for new opportunities. Why we looked at it, it was probably obviously to reduce costs is one of the biggest things for it, but also reducing our carbon footprint and our CO2 emissions, and promoting renewable energy and energy reduction initiatives. I don't know if any of you been in the Cork Harbour. I assume you all have seen them at this stage. Have you, or show of hands? Has any? Yeah. I can see the turbine and the Janssen one from my bedroom window. I live in Carrigaline, so I see it every morning. I know if it's windy by just looking out the window, and I think it's going to change the way people think about energy and renewable energy. So they're probably a little bit biased as well there. Then also reducing our energy costs per kg. So we have averaged like that. We're going to have 500k savings per annum. The turbine manufacturer, it's ENE 101, a 3 megawatt unit. And then this is on this collaboration award that we won there last year in November. Just the stats, just as on the Janssen Biologics turbine, we're seeing there when it came online there in April last year, the red graph, we're looking at a 37% reduction in our energy input into the site, and that's up over €500,000 in savings. So they're 37%. The water, just a quick one on the water. This is Douglas Cork in June 2012. You might think it, but that was 2012. The rainfall is up over 1,200 rainfall annually. We put in a water recovery system on site, and full potential was realised between 2008 and 2013. So 26% of all water now on site goes into our boilers, chillers and cooling towers, and they're actually fed with rainwater. Now we have sanitisation dump every night from our Wi-Fi systems that also feeds into the rainwater harvest tank, which we're using in our cooling towers and our boilers. So you can see the graph there dropping each year. 2014 is coming back up, so that's where the challenge is, that our production is going up, so we have to see how we're going to further reduce that. And we're looking at the moment, we have a total savings of 200k to date. The case study 3 is the lighting LED. So last year we engaged with a company, Frontline LED, and in our clean rooms, 2 clean rooms, level 1 and level 2 in our manufacturing building, we retrofitted clean rooms LED lighting. So biggest challenge here, that we didn't want to break the seal of the clean room, so we had a walk-on ceiling. We actually engaged with Frontline LED, and they made an LED panel to suit the existing fitting that was there, and also to maintain the light levels in the area. So we had a savings of over 260,000 kilowatt hours, which meant that our lighting load on the site was at 12%, it's now down to 9%, so significant savings there. And it's one of these projects that we're now looking out to roll out to the campus, as on the other side, and seeing where we could actually leverage off this project. We know the technology is proven out at this stage. So just to finish up, global reach, local focus, what the future holds for us. We're going to continue to lead with purpose, excellence in execution, and creating value through innovation. I suppose our 2020 vision, while our future is promising, is not promised. I suppose that's a bit of a tongue twister, but I think we've done a lot, and we've got a lot more to do. And I know as the businesses grow, we need to keep looking at sustainability and ways to keep reducing our energy and the new technologies, so that we can remain competitive well into the future. So thank you. Cheers.